Let me tell you something that might be uncomfortable to hear. A narcissist does have feelings about their partner. They just aren't the feelings you think. And the reason you feel confused, anxious, and constantly second-guessing yourself is because what they feel and what they show are two completely different things. On the surface, it can look like passion, intensity, chemistry, even devotion at times. But underneath, that intensity is something very different than healthy love. A narcissist does not experience love in the same way a secure, emotionally available person does. Healthy love is built on empathy, vulnerability, mutual respect, and emotional safety. A narcissist bonds through control and validation. They bond through how you make them feel. What they feel is possession, not partnership. You become their source of admiration, their emotional regulator, their ego stabilizer. They are not thinking, I love her or him for who they are. They are thinking, they make me feel powerful, admired, secure. And that's why when you pull away, they start to panic. Not because they're heartbroken in the way you might be, but because they are losing supply. They are losing control over the thing that stabilizes their own self-worth. Another thing they will never say out loud is how deeply threatened they feel by your independence. When you build confidence, set boundaries, gain attention, or become emotionally detached, it activates insecurity in them. Narcissism looks grand on the outside, but internally it is very fragile. Your independence does not feel like growth to them. It feels like abandonment. It feels like exposure and a loss of control. So, what do? They criticize you, undermine you, withdraw affection, or create chaos in your life. Because if you shrink, they feel safe again. If you start to doubt yourself, they feel stable. If you question your own worth, they feel powerful. That dynamic is not something that is accidental. Here is something else that is hard to hear. Healthy partners admire you. A narcissist will envy you. If you shine, then they feel small. If you succeed, they feel exposed. So instead of celebrating you, they will compete directly with you. They will downplay your achievements, shift the focus back to themselves, or make subtle digs that chip away at your confidence. Not because they necessarily hate you, but because they cannot tolerate feeling inferior next to someone close to them. Deep down, narcissists live in fear. Fear that you will see through them. Fear that you will realize you deserve far better. That is why they gaslight. That is why they rewrite history and project their flaws onto you. If they can keep you doubting yourself, they do not have to face themselves. So over time, you start to feel smaller. You start to question your memory and your emotions. You begin walking on eggshells without even realizing it. Now, the hardest question, do they love you? They may feel attached or obsessed or like they have some sort of dependency. They may even feel panic at the thought of losing you. But healthy love requires empathy, accountability, emotional safety. And those are the very capacities narcissists don't have. So what they feel is not partnership with you. It is a need. It is a reliance and control. And that is why you can feel so intensely bonded to someone who simultaneously makes you feel unsafe. If you've been in a relationship like this, you probably feel drained, confused, and addicted to the highs and lows. You may feel responsible for their moods and constantly be trying to get back to the good version of them. You have probably asked yourself, if they love me, why do I feel so anxious? Why do I feel so small? Why do I feel so unsafe around them? And let me tell you this is exactly why. Because what they feel is about what you provide, not who you are. Understanding this removes the illusion. And once the illusion fades, you stop chasing potential and start choosing clarity. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And if you're serious about healing from narcissistic dynamics and rebuilding your sense of self, then consider subscribing. Because here, we do not just talk about narcissists, we talk about restoring you.